It's coming to that time of the year where you're starting to think about your 2025 family holiday. And Paul and I are here today to talk to you about a holiday type that you might not have considered just yet for that next getaway with your loved ones.
I think, and I think we as a business think that families often deselect cruise holidays from part of the mix when they're thinking about a holiday. So this video is really for families who are thinking ahead for next year or the following year.
Yep.
And cruise might be on the back of their mind or might not. And we're going to tell you why it absolutely should be a cruise holiday for you for next year, or consider it.
Yep.
Because it is just, as one of the cruise lines has as their tagline, a holiday like no other.
It really is. And
Yeah.
I think from a family perspective, no matter what age your kids are, whether they're toddlers, middle-aged kids,
Yeah.
or teenagers or tweens, going on a cruise opens so many doors for everybody to holiday the way that they want to holiday, in terms of the amount of activities that cruises offer families.
So, look, cards on the table. I have no kids, surprise, surprise. Kathleen has two. But I am obsessed and love cruise product.
Yes.
So when I'm on a ship, I make it my business to see absolutely everything, and in coordination with the staff on board, especially if it's a work trip. So there's no paying guests on board as such.
Yeah.
They're bringing on travel agents, the press, media influencers to have a look. We really get to see what the cruise facilities are like for kids.
Yeah.
And what strikes me is the fact that the cruise lines look after families like no other land-based holiday does.
I totally agree.
In terms of like kids clubs from a couple of months, like sometimes 3 to 6 months up to 3 years.
Yeah.
Then they go 3 years to 7. Then they go 7 to about 11. Then they go 12 to 15. Then they go 15 to 18, because kids are not uniform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I may not have kids, but I'm very clued into the family market. And one of the things that we have noticed in 2024 is that cruise holidays for families is one of our fastest growing segments.
It really is. Yeah.
So families are really cottoning on to the fact that the cruise lines absolutely have so much choice and such great options and facilities for them. So today is going to be about why that is the case.
Yep.
And maybe it should help you to think about it in terms of an opportunity, a consideration, get it into the mix. We're not saying you have to do it this year, but we're here for you when you're ready to do it.
Absolutely.
So let's dive straight in.
Diving straight in. Well, I'm going to speak from my point of view, which is that of a mum.
Yeah.
And for me, the best way to holiday is to holiday when everybody is happy and I can kind of switch off a little bit.
Absolutely.
And I think having a cruise, and I have a family cruise booked for next year for my own holidays, which I can't wait for. And for reference, my kids are 4 and 3, so they're young. But I think it's the sort of holiday where you have so much to enjoy together. Like you go on a land-based holiday, and we've done lots of them, and you've got your days by the pool, you've got your days at the beach, and those holidays are fantastic. But for me, what's attracted us to try a cruise is the vast array of activities on board. There's splash pools, there's water parks, the kids clubs, as you mentioned, are fantastic. The entertainment for little ones, there's basketball courts, there's rope climbing, there's absolutely so much choice.
And for the most part, those activities are free.
Oh, yeah, they're included. Yeah.
So you're getting an incredible range of activities across the family cruise lines that are geared to families, that really go out of their way to look after families. And for the most part, those activities are free. There are some charges for things like babysitting, which you'd understand.
Yeah, of course.
And there's some charges for some of the electronic games, but and for the very kind of expensive things like maybe the motor car racing or something like that.
But it's rare.
But I have never seen a holiday work so closely with families in terms of the age appropriateness
100%.
of the kids.
Yeah.
And that, means that when we're talking, because we're always chatting to other guests on board, and you're amazed at how many kids are on board.
I know.
Because the parents may be at the table next to you for dinner, so you get chatting, or you may have met them in one of the wine tasting or the cookery tasting or something, fun on board.
Yes, yeah.
And you don't expect that they have kids. And you say, where are your kids? We haven't seen them.
Yeah, and we hear that so much.
and it's the perfect holiday. Because you want a holiday for all of you.
Yeah.
You really want to enjoy it, but you absolutely want to make sure that the kids are having a great time. And I think that means if the kids are having a great time, the parents 100%. Are having a great time.
Yes.
And, I get to see a lot of places and get to go to a lot of places. And with the rare exception of some very exclusive ultra luxury 5-star properties or properties that are very, very designated to, that level of family care, and then their price is equivalent. The standard land-based holiday in your standard 4, even kind of moderately priced 5, does not compare with what a cruise line can offer for a family holiday.
I mean, the quality of accommodation on the ship and everything that they offer, but I really just amplifies everything that you called out. But I think something's really important there that you mentioned as well, and I think it's that when the kids are happy, the parents are happy.
Totally.
And what I love about cruise ships is, even though they are so focused on family activities, the ones you can enjoy together, but also the kids club where they can make their own friends and kind of have that independence. There's so much more kind of focus given on the same ships, on the same vessel, to spaces for adults to unwind in.
Totally.
There's a gorgeous outdoor coffee docks. There's, relaxing solarium areas on some ships. And I think that just shows the vast joy that cruise can bring to so many people within a family, multi-generational or just your own unit, and to ensure everybody holidays how they want.
Exactly. And I think it's fair to say the Irish market probably is a bit behind the curve when it comes to cruise.
Yeah.
It's a real growth area for the Irish market, the Irish travel industry. But I think, that's why we're seeing the cruise lines have all of these facilities on board already, because the US market, the UK market, and some of the European markets are far more likely to cruise than we are. We're getting used to it. We're getting into it. But from a family cruise point of view, all the facilities are set up. And not only are they so age appropriate, they are pretty much all day and all night.
Yeah.
And you can opt in or opt out. For some parents, they don't want the kids near the kids club. They're more than happy with the incredible water park facilities.
That's it.
And let's face it, the water park facilities on the ships are
amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
they really are out of this world.
And they're just getting better and better. And every single year in the cruise market, cruise lines are building new ships all the time. And you probably agree with me in saying, Paul, that a lot of them are family focused as they're built.
What would you pick as the top 3 kind of family? Like when you were looking for your family holiday, who did you look at?
So in my eyes, the top 3 kind of family cruise lines would be MSC Cruises, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian Cruise Line.
I'd agree. And I've cruised with all 3.
Yeah.
And the other cruise lines we work with are equally brilliant and are open to families. But I think I agree. Between MSC, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian, for a family holiday, you're not going to go wrong.
It's just the vast amount of activities.
They're being really clever about their design, because they're also redesigning cabins for families.
Yeah.
Connecting cabins, multi-connecting cabins for multi-generational. They sell out really quickly. And then they're creating cabins that have kind of a hidden area within the cabin.
Yeah.
So behind a curtain or behind a screen, with bunk beds maybe for the kids. Or, for Royal Caribbean, my God.
They have a slide in one of theirs. I've tested it. It's good fun.
Some of their accommodation is just...
They're out of this world.
Incredible.
Out of this world.
Even the standard...
Across the board.
The standard accommodation for a family of 3, family of 4 is perfect. It starts getting tricky when it's 5 of you plus.
Yeah.
But then you might move into, the connecting cabins, or depending on the age of the kids, parents might take a balcony. Teenagers might take an inside, just watching the cost and keeping on the same level.
Yeah.
You have all of the tags a lot of the time, which are, for control freak like me, I use them with the parents to kind of keep an eye on the parents, forget about the kids. At least I know where they are and how I can reach them. But, it is, all jokes aside, the accommodation, the entertainment, the facilities.
And we have to touch on one of the most important things. You're probably going to say the same thing.
Go.
Food.
Yes. 10 out of 10.
Because I'm sure every parent watching this video can relate to at least one of their kids, if not all of them, being fussy eaters.
Yes.
And cruises, within the cost of your holiday, your food is included. And I always find, and speaking with clients and, other family members and friends who have cruised, and guys on our social media that we have on there, the buffet is always a hit with families, because it gives kind of that autonomy to children to be able to choose what they want to eat, when they want to eat. And you often hear stories of some of my friends, teenagers, and they've gone missing on the ship. They're always found in the buffet, getting some pizza. And I think that choice of food, whether it's the buffet, main dining hall, coffee docks, hot dog bars, there's so much choice, and it's included in the cost of your holiday as well.
That is the great thing. I think from a value proposition for a family, always with a cruise, like with the package from Click&Go, you're going to get your flights, you're going to get your cruise, and we can do pre and post, so you can do nights before in the destination, or nights afterwards in the destination, before and after the cruise. But with the cruise, all your meals are included. Everything. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks during the day, snacks all evening, whenever you want.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the kids.
Absolutely.
And like you say, that autonomy of choice for the kids, because the kids aren't going to be hungry at the times that you want them to be hungry, and they aren't going to eat what you necessarily want them to eat. But in something like a buffet, they are now so, health conscious, so portion size conscious, and so kind of aware of any food allergies and any of the different nuances with regard to families and adults as to what may or may not work. It really works.
It ticks boxes.
Really, really works.
And having that choice, even from if you go for dinner in a main dining hall or in one of the specialty restaurants, and your kid only wanted spaghetti bolognese, and there's no spaghetti bolognese, at least you can go to the buffet and find more than likely what you're after. But I think having that flexibility as a family, it just takes the stress away.
And I think the cruise line staff, the staff in the restaurants, are also very clued into the age. You are never, if you haven't been on a cruise, you're going to be wowed by the service levels on board a ship.
Oh, they're so good.
You're going to be knocked over. On a land-based holiday, and we sell lots of land-based, and I love them, and I do both. But your room is going to be cleaned once, and that's it for the day. You're gone.
Yeah.
And then the staff in the restaurant are good. They do their job. It's at a different level on a ship.
They always remember your drinks. On a ship with a couple of thousand people, that always baffles me that we come to our dinner table. I actually remember the last guy I had his name on an MSC cruise last year on my holidays, Anam. And he had our drinks on our table every night we went in there, our exact order. I just think it's amazing that they remember that. And it's just the level of detail is fantastic. It just makes everything so seamless.
And then they try and facilitate. It's not just kind of the strict.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a land-based holiday and you're having the meals on board, you might be in an all-inclusive. It's pretty much the buffet anyway.
Yeah.
Where here you have way more choice.
So much choice.
You will have, on average, on any ship, 15 to 20 restaurant kind of food options during the day. And then, if the kids have just done some great activities and fancy a burger or a hot dog or something not too healthy, they can have that. And you're going to get back to, let's have some healthy options there. Let's have a look at some food. Let's do something else in the evening time. And the evening entertainment for the kids is also so age appropriate. So for the older teenagers, they're going to feel that they are that mini adult.
Yeah.
And what's great on ships, they're very strict with regard to alcohol serving by age.
Yeah.
So nobody can get alcohol unless they're the correct age. And in some cases, that can be 18 or 21 years of age. So once again, even though they're out of sight, they're totally safe. There's tons of crew on the ship, always watching and always caring.
Yeah.
And they're very focused on looking after families because it's a very significant market for the likes of Royal and MSC and Norwegian Cruise Lines. They do it brilliantly. I think, and it often comes up in dinner conversations with us, I haven't thought about a cruise, or we've young kids, or we've this. And I'm like, do a cruise.
You're missing out.
And even, this year we had Brian's brother, and they had their 4 boys, and it was a big anniversary for them, and it was the 25th wedding anniversary. And the boys were all different ages, as you can imagine, with 25 years.
Yeah.
And it was the first time they did a family cruise, and my God.
They loved it.
They loved it. Some of them are early 20s in university or working, right down to teenagers. Loved it.
Yeah.
Just loved
There's
it.
a lot to be said. Yeah.
It just worked for all of the different age groups, and it worked for the parents, and it was a great family holiday.
Absolutely.
And where are you going to find a holiday opportunity that satisfies a 13-year-old and satisfies a 23-year-old?
And for the cost and the value that a cruise offers, if you're on a land base and you go to water parks and you go to shows for a few nights, that alone racks up a cost, especially if you're 4+ in a family. So to be on a ship and to have all that included is amazing.
And then they're also getting very good at tailoring excursions to families.
Yes, yeah.
So it's age appropriate for the kids in terms of the transfer time, maybe to a city.
Yeah.
Or you just dial it down and you do minimal stuff, because for a family, excursions can add a lot of money. Can add a lot of cost.
Yeah.
So when you're in port, you can do a lot of it yourself.
Yeah.
You can disembark and embark at your own time. If there's 3 or 4 of you, you can hop a cab into the city, or they may have a shuttle bus going into the city. Do as much or as little as you want. And the educational value of explaining to kids.
Yes, I know.
We're now in France.
It's just so exciting.
We're now in Spain.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the different languages, the different signs, the different weather, the different people? Now we're going to Italy. Now we're in Greece.
There's such an educational piece to it, which will only stand to you as grow up, I think, to be exposed to other cultures and stuff. It's really exciting to wake up somewhere new every day. And it's nice to be able to share that moment with your kids and to have that excitement with them that you're in a brand new country, a brand new city. It's the best feeling.
I really think you got to do it. But if you have any doubts, what you need to do is talk to us. Because the guys in the cruise team, there's 10 of them in the cruise team, there's 20 of them in there altogether, but there's 10 of them are cruise experts, cruise gurus. And like Kathleen, they tend to do their own holidays on a ship. And a lot of them have families, a lot of them have kids, some of them don't. But we are absolutely, as you can tell, enthusiastic and buzzed up about cruise. But what we want to do is make sure that we get you the right ship, the right destination,
Yep.
the right cruise line, and get you the right information before you make a decision to do it. So give us a call, because it does take quite a bit of research, and we can get all of the answers that you're looking for based on what your family needs are, because not every family is the same. Thank
Absolutely.
God. So like, the team are great. They know
They
the product.
are.
We know the product. We've loads of assets. Get onto the website. There's some great stuff there for family cruising, blogs
Absolutely.
from Kathleen,
Yep.
podcasts from all of us. Get onto our podcast and you'll see the podcasts from the various cruise lines. We had them in recently, and they will help you to understand who is the appropriate cruise line for a family holiday.
Absolutely. And the guys here in the office as well, you've been very humble. They are the #1 cruise specialist in Ireland on Trustpilot. So you know you're in safe hands when you speak with our team. They are amazing.
And we're open 7 days a week.
We actually are. How many days a year?
362 days a year. So we get Christmas Day off, Stephen's Day off, and New Year's Day off. Just because, let's face it, we're all off those days. But then it's back to work. And we're here 362 days of the year, 7 days a week. You know, you'll get us on the phone, you'll get us on email, you'll get us on all our social media channels.
Absolutely.
We're very easy to access. We have great relationships with all of the cruise lines. So you're going to get the best prices in the market. But for a family holiday, family cruising is great value for money.
Yeah, it's time to look into it, guys. And you know what to do.
Click&Go.com. I got into
Click&Go.com.
Cheers. Catch you next time. Bye.